Yo, what's up guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your days. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. This is a sequel to Rimuru in Akame ga Kill, Rimuru in DXD by alexkuhar360. Chapter 2. Getting situated. Rimuru's POV. After Veldora and I were left alone in the alleyway, I started thinking of what to do next. Veldora was just silently thinking, probably about his older brother, I guess. We definitely stand out with our clothing, but thankfully I have casual clothes that look pretty normal. On the other hand, Veldora stands out like a sore thumb. Our first priority will be getting money and a place to stay. After a little bit of thought, I decided to go with a similar strategy to what I did before I met Akame. Look for criminals and steal their money. I decided that I will only kill the people if they are in the process of committing murder, rape, or human trafficking, though. In this world there is a much more reliable justice system that I can leave other criminals to. Not to mention, in the other world pretty much every criminal seemed to be a murderer and rapist. But on Earth, which is similar to this planet, there are tons of criminals that do not do that kind of super serious stuff. Since by now it was late at night, I left Veldora in an alley and tried to get him to practice suppressing his aura so he is not so obvious. Meanwhile, I took off my jacket and put my hair up in a ponytail to try to look more vulnerable. After that, I took off my mask and started walking around the late-night streets looking for trouble. Someone quickly took the bait. Humanity will never cease to amaze me with how scummy some of them can be while others are so good. At least now I am somewhat thankful for their depravity, though. Another reason why I decided to go after criminals is that they would have cash. At least in my world most people just carried around a credit or debit card and had little to no cash. Since criminals do not want to leave a paper trail, they would be well advised to deal in cash, though. After a little while longer, I went down an alley, and as soon as my pursuer followed, I got behind them and knocked them out. Easy 10,000 yen. This is nowhere near enough for my needs, though. I decided that getting chump change like this would be too slow of a strategy. I want to make more money faster. Raphael, can you find me some criminal hideout or somewhere a big illegal deal is going on? Less than searching through data provided by Universal Perception to find somewhere that meets the criteria. Complete. Go 2 streets down and take a right. The second house on the right is a house to store drugs and payments before they are delivered to the gang that owns it. There are currently 2 people inside. Use paralysis gas YN greater than. When I got to the door of the building Raphael told me about, I ate the door and stuck my hand out. Yes. At that moment a greenish gas came out of my hand, and after a few seconds I heard 2 bodies hit the floor. As I walked around the house I feel Veldora's fluctuating presence. It was like he could not get it right. Sometimes it even rose above normal levels. Trying to be as quick as possible, I walked into all the rooms and ate everything inside. I ended up eating some computers and a bunch of drugs as well. If the opportunity presents itself, maybe I could sell off the drugs too. The cash I was able to get was more than I was anticipating, though. I got roughly 140 million yen, about 1.2 million United States dollars. This should be plenty for now. As I made my way back to Veldora, I could feel another presence near him. It was much weaker, but they seemed to be having an argument. When I got closer I could hear them. How dare you tell the Might Storm Dragon Veldora what to do? Beg for forgiveness and I will consider sparing you. I don't know who the fuck that is. Get out of my alley, you overgrown gecko, or I'll have to murk ya. Less than. It seems like the other being is a devil. Something is different between this one and the ones at the school, though. If I had to say what the difference is, it would be something like this one is drunk on power. Their self-control is completely gone and they are mostly acting on instincts. Greater than. Whatever the deal is with it, I shot it in the back with black lightning and it turned to dust. That is what I thought would happen when I shot that fallen angel before. Maybe him and Ophis are just a bad sample size for the strength of this world. As I walked up to Veldora I noticed he seemed to regain some of his normal personality. It would be sad to walk around with a moping guy all the time. Hey Veldora, I got us some money so we can get a hotel for tonight. Then tomorrow I will go out and see if I can get a contract for a nice apartment or house for us. Now that we are in this world we need to think about getting a job and blending in. WAHAHA. A cover job like in the Holy Scriptures? Say less, Rimuru. I will run a takoyaki stand that will become world famous. While I do that, what will you do? I don't know. I used to work in contracting, but I think I want to switch it up. I think I might become a teacher at the school those devils earlier went to. That should be a good way to get information about the beings in this world. Of course you have a good plan. I will warn you though, if that office girl knew about my brother, she is very strong. I also can feel another dragon with a similar level of power to her, if not stronger, someone in this world. Of course you have a good plan. I will warn you though, if that office girl knew about my brother, she is very strong. I also can feel another dragon with a similar level of power to her, if not stronger, someone in this world. How can you feel those two dragons? Can you feel any other strong beings? Well, not really, as true dragons can sense each other pretty easily. Even if the two dragons I was talking about are not the same as true dragons, they are something very similar. If I had to guess, they were something like artificially born true dragons made as a result of something my brother did. They are both definitely stronger than me though. Ahem. I mean, compared to the strongest true dragon Veldora Tempest, they wouldn't be able to wound me at all. After that, Veldora and I talked about random things as we walked to a decently nice hotel. He pretty much just wanted to know about manga. I told him if he gets a job he can use his salary to buy the manga from this world. With that, we went to bed with the goal of finding a permanent place of residence and buying new clothes for both of us tomorrow, mostly Veldora. The next day when we went shopping for clothes, I bought a nice black and gray suit since I want to be a teacher, and Veldora bought a nice white button-down shirt and some pants. After that I left Veldora at manga store with 50,000 yen and went to look at properties. Even if I have a lot of funds, I want to get an average apartment. After some quick searching, I landed on a 2-bedroom 2-bath apartment in the main part of Kuo. It was affordable and modern. Thankfully it was a relatively new building and it was easy to get a contract and order the same day. We will stay in the hotel one more night, then move in tomorrow. If I am going to get a job, I need government papers which will need to forge or buy. If I want Raphael to forge them, I need to see what they are supposed to be so she can make a proper forgery. Thankfully, after the battle at that high school the day before it was closed, with that I easy snuck into the deal of admissions office and devoured the hard drive of his PC so Raphael could get the data. When she was done I replaced it, but unfortunately most of the data was on the server, which I then had to go find in a different section of the school. Once that was all complete, I had enough data to make fake papers for myself and Veldora. After visiting an office supply store where I bought some paper and ink, Raphael did the rest, and just like that we had ID cards, birth certificates, and other papers to say we were Japanese citizens. With this we could do stuff like get a job and open a bank account. When I went to look for Veldora, I found he was back at the hotel reading. To be honest, I am happy he didn't get into any trouble. On the docket for tomorrow is to get furniture for our new apartment, apply for a job at the school, and set up bank accounts. While Veldora was immersed in his manga, he also was very interested in working at a takoyaki stand for some reason. Whatever he wants, I guess. The next day we got to our new apartment. It was only a few blocks from the school I intend to work at. Our apartment was on the 5th floor. Once we got there, I went to the furniture store and bought 2 beds, a couch and love seat, an entertainment center, and various chairs to go with desks for computers. After that I went to an electronics store to buy this like TVs and computers. Before going by the school to submit an application, I also stopped by a phone store and bought Veldora and I each a brand new cell phone. I am sure he will get addicted to it. With all my purchases done for today, I made my way to the school to apply to be a teacher. Last night I worked with Raphael to make the most attractive resume I could, so I am sure they will hire me. Faking a degree is hard, but unless the school is super diligent they will never know. If I comes to it, I could use some kind of magic on the workers if all else fails. With that my semi-peaceful life began with Veldora. He applied to work a few places as well, but while we waited for responses we just hung out and played games and read manga together in our apartment. It was a nice break from the past few years for me. Being serious and constantly on alert is very mentally tiring, and even during the year I was alone before coming here I had been training every day. After a little under 2 weeks I got a response from the school that ended my leisurely life though. I was hired as a math teacher. To be honest, I do not want to teach math, but with Raphael I am pretty much cheating when it comes to math. I just have to explain things well and let her do the rest. I wonder what I will learn from a school filled with devils. The end.